My apprentices of mathematics, welcome back to my math channel. We're looking at lesson 10 from the module 3. And our objective today is to add fractions with sums greater than 1. That means the answers cannot be less than 2. And our first step is going to be a simple step. But it is a simple step, but it's important. You have to reason the answer. Reason answer. That means we're going to look at the numbers and we're going to decide to see if these numbers are reasonable. All right, let's make a copy of this thing. So select no, that's not it. Okay, there it is. Copy, move this way. Okay, so you know what? Let me just write it down. It looks like that's not going to work. So we're going to write it down 2 4/5 plus 1 1/2. Okay, so how do you reason? Well, you reason the answer to see how close it's going to be to 1 or more or less or in between two numbers. So if we look at the 2 and the 1, and we add them up, we can say that the answer, that's 3. So we're going to keep that in mind. So that's about a 3 because we're estimating. And now we know if you look at the fraction here, the fraction is not a unit, it's 4 of them. So it's 4/5. We only need one more fifth to get a 1. So that's just about 1. So if this is 2 and this is about 1, so this is about 3, and this is 1, this is about 4. And half, that means the answer is going to be for a little bit over 4, but no more than 4.5. So the answer is, we can say that the answer is going to be, so the answer is going to be, let me put the A for answer in this box, is going to be less than, it's going to be, greater than, we said 4, but this is going to be less than 5. Okay? All right. Now, our next step, so that's how you estimate, you reason and answer. So our next step is going to be to add the whole number. So let me write the words step 2. Step number 2. And we have our description here. Our description is add whole numbers. Okay. Okay, this machine is working, is messing around with me again. Okay, let's see if it lets me finish the whole thing. Okay, so now we know we're going to add the whole number. So we're going to record again 2 4/5, okay, plus 1 1/2. So if we add up the whole numbers is 2 and 1, and you know that that's going to be equal 3, but we still have to add the 4/5 plus 1/2. Okay, let me slow down so the numbers look clearer. All right, so now we're going to move this down here, up here, and that's going to be our step number. I love how that moves slowly by itself. This is going to be step number 3. Step number 3 is going to be, I have to go slow now because my machine is messing around again with me, but I called someone right now and they said that to calibrate it, and I did that, but it's still messing with my head. Don't worry, we're going to get through this. So step 3, we're going to find common denominators because we have two fractions with different denominators. So let's get to that work. 3 plus 4/5 plus 1/2. Okay, so now remember that I'm going to rewrite that 3, and we know that we are going to multiply denominators across. So we're going to be the 5, the opposite denominator from 5 is 2. So we're going to multiply 5 times 2. And we know that the opposite, if whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. So we're going to multiply 4 times 2. 4 times 2. And this is our first fraction. Then we're going to add this to The equivalent fraction, when we multiply the opposite denominator of 2, which is 5. So that means it's going to be 5 times 2 over 5 times 1, which is the numerator, 5 times 1. Always remember, we do to the numerator, we have to do to the denominator. All right, let's make a little arrow going down to show what happens. Okay, so the 3, we just write the 3 just the way it is. We didn't do anything with it. We already added the number. 4 times 3 equals 8. So that's the numerator. And 5 times 2 equals 10. And that's the denominator. Plus 5 times 1 equals 5. And 5 times 2 equals 10. So now we have common denominators. Now our next step is to add. So we're going to add right now. So let's add what we have. So we have 3 plus, okay, give me a second. So 8 plus 5 equals 13. So now we know we have 13 tens. Okay. All right. So here is our next step. We know that this is an improper fraction. Clearly, it's visible. The numerator is greater than the denominator. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to select, we're going to make step 3, convert improper fraction. 2, I didn't finish writing that down because the machine continues to mess up. Convert improper fraction to a mixed number. Let me see, can I get a handle on this pen? Yes, I can. All right, so let's do that. So 3 plus, okay, so we're going to break down the 13 tenths into 10 tenths plus, oh, yeah, okay, I'm almost done. Hang in there, please. Okay, plus the 3 tenths that make 13 tenths. So what you saw me do is I broke down the 13 into 10 and 3. And why is that important? Why did I do it that way? Well, I think it's easier when you go like, okay, so we rewrite the 3 plus, you know that 10 over 10 equals 1. And then we have a fraction that is isolated by itself. Okay, when we put this all together, that's going to be 4 and 3 tenths. Okay, my friends, you see, it's amazing. That's how it works. Make sure you watch the video and just memorize it. Learn the steps. Signing out, your coach from your math channel.